Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the September 2nd, 2025 meeting of the Litchfield Planning Board. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call of members present. Michael Croto, Chair.
Jared O'Connell, Vice Chair.
Jesse No, alternate.
Letha Riley, member.
Travis Tucker, member.
Steve Gannon, Selectman's Rep.
Okay. Absent this evening is Mr. Blanchett, who is not with us tonight. Also, Joan McKibben, our Planning Board Administrator, is also not with us tonight. We do have Jay Mankara from NRPC. Welcome. And Jeremy, yes. So I'm going to turn to our alternate. Jesse, do you want to fill in for either Russ or Jeremy tonight as a voting member?
Yes.
Okay, very good. First item is public input on non-agenda items not listed on the agenda for this evening. Is there any members of the public that wish to address the board on any non-agenda items this evening? Okay. Seeing none, I will close public input on non-agenda items. We'll go to the first order of business this evening, a site plan amendment by Mel's Funway Park to allow parking in the cornfield at the southwesternly portion of tax map 20, lot 17, for the Holly Jolly Journey Light Show. This area was previously approved for parking for seasonal overflow parking for Spooky World events. Is the applicant present?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good evening. The applicant is present. I'm Andy Perlman, attorney with Pruney and Perlman of Nashua. With me at the table is Pete Mattson from Keach Nordstrom. And we are back. We've been here many times over the years.
Yes.
We have very, very simple request for the board tonight. That honestly was the seed for this proposal came from town staff, police department, building inspector, because when Holly Jolly Journey started up last year, very successful, it had a really good run, and the folks said, why don't you park in that big cornfield like you do for Spooky World? And Mike Accomando and Wayne Caulfield, who are with us tonight, the owners of Mel's, they said that's a great idea, but we're not approved for that. So that's all we're doing here tonight. Everything is the same, the fencing, the lighting, nothing changes other than permission to use the cornfield for Holly Jolly Journey events, just like they do for Spooky World.
Okay. So it sounds like a minor change to the site plan.
Minor site plan amendment is all we have for you tonight.
Okay. First of all, I know Joan is not here this evening. I don't know, Jay, if you can answer this, but have all the fees been paid and the abutters notified, or do you know that?
Yes.
Okay, so we have fees paid, abutters notified, and assume there was no regional impact to this project. So I think what we're going to do first is we're going to do acceptance of the plan. Do you have a copy of the plan?
Do.
Mr. Perlman? I know.
Sure. Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I just brought one extra copy. If I'm happy to share with the board.
Does anybody want to take another copy?
I can't get the image.
Should be attached. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I apologize, I can't get the image.
Okay. All right.
I'll speak to the change in the note of the plan, but just procedurally.
Well, let's do this
Yep.
first. Let's accept the plan for its completeness. So as I said, I have butters notified, fees paid. We have a plan. Jay, did you have an opportunity to take a look at this plan?
I did.
And any questions, concerns? You feel it's a complete
Yes.
plan? Okay. So I'll entertain a motion for acceptance of the plan for completeness. If
So moved.
so moved by Mr. Travis Tucker. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jesse. All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion for acceptance of the plan for completeness, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, abstained. Motion passes 5-0-0.
6.
Oh, I'm sorry, Travis. You're usually over there. 6-0-0. Okay. All right, so we've accepted the plan for completeness. I guess I'll let you, Mr. Perlman.
Sure.
Provide us with.
So, I mean, I can give you the overview. Pete, I can answer any details on the plan. The plan that you have before you, it should be part of your packet, that is under consideration tonight, is the very same plan that's been approved by you folks many times for all things Mel's and Spooky World and Holly Jolly Journey. The only change that we are adding and requesting tonight is on note 27. And we're adding the words "and Holly Jolly Journey events" at the end of the sentence. That's the only change on the plan.
Okay. So number 27 here. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for the applicant? Yes, Ms. Briley?
Can I see that sheet of minutes?
Yes.
Because ours is vertical, and I can't read vertical.
The resolution's low, it's only 380 by 6.
So, Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yes,
just maybe request that Attorney Perlman just explain for the members of the board who were not here when we made this last approval, just briefly explain the cornfield parking, how it works. the
Sure.
We have new
timeframes.
members, so
Right.
maybe they give a little background.
That's a good point. I can't recite the chronology because I've been working with Mike and Wayne and Pete for this for so long. But when Mike and Wayne acquired Mel's, they acquired the old Mel's that was a much smaller operation than what we have today. It was really the go-kart track, the batting cages, the mini golf parking lot, the restaurant that was there. It was very small. But over time, Mel's expanded and purchased additional property across the street, across the Charles Bancroft. They had purchased from Joan DeRocher, her house that you can make out along the Merrimack River. Her house it's map 20 lot 7. And then along with her house came the large cornfield that you see southerly from Ms. DeRoche's old home. And it says, you can see that's marked out at part of map 20 lot 17. That's a big cornfield that the McQuestion family farms during the season. And then when they harvest, between the McQuestons and our Mel's team, they just mow that field down. They get out they clear it all out, and then they have giant rollers, heavy rollers that flatten it out for parking. And then that area is lit at night and fenced behind those homes along the Charles Bancroft, and that's where the parking is used for the Spooky World events. And it's been very successful. There are parking attendants, flaggers, train flaggers, and the Mel's team works very closely with the police department in managing traffic. And something new this year, there's not going to be a charge for parking. There has historically been a charge for parking in the cornfield for Spooky World. That's not going to happen anymore because Mike and Wayne took a survey of all their customers, and they said, we'd prefer to pay a couple more bucks on our ticket rather than have to pay separately for parking. Right? So that's going to be part of the ticket price to come to Spooky World. So that has turned out to be very successful. It's good. They've really got it down, managing the flow of traffic in and out of the cornfield parking lot. And then I think a year or so ago, the Holly Jolly Journey was approved. It was approved over time. The initial version of Holly Jolly Journey was going to be a drive-through where the
Patrons.
Haunted hayride.
Haunted hayride, thank you. The haunted hayride was originally, the Holly Jolly Journey was going to just be a drive-through. You could take your own car and you could tune on your own radio and you drive through the haunted hayride. But as it turns out, the state-of-the-art of this type of feature is more of a walking type of entertainment and amusement facility. And so that's what they have today. So last year was their first season for the Holly Jolly Journey, very successful. I heard nothing but good things about it. And again, it was suggested as in the December and January kind of rolled through that, perhaps you should use the parking lot like you do for Spooky World in the cornfield instead of having the parking just kind of spread out all over the campus. So that's what we're here to do tonight.
So that's an overview of where we are. Anybody have any questions? Ms. Wright, did you want to ask?
So, where do the cars enter when they park here?
Down at the southernmost end of the lot, you can see there's an NET&T easement. In between that easement and map 20, lot 7, right on Charles Bancroft. There's a little entryway right there. And that's I believe that's both in and out, although Mike and Wynn will correct me if I say that wrong. I believe that's both an in and out access, as well as there's an exit in between map 20, lot 13. You can see there's a little drive aisle. Just north of map 20, lot 13, there's a drive aisle that brings you out to the highway in Charles Bancroft. That's an exit. And again, the police department are out there helping with the flaggers, and it's all lit up at night. So it's well managed. These guys have been doing it for so long now that it's kind of an automatic pilot at this point.
Thank you.
So my first question is for all of you guys, because I wasn't here when this originally happened with Spooky World. So what were the hours that were put on, because they're not on the plan? Were there any hours that were imposed on this?
Yeah,
At
note
any time?
24 here. Yeah, actually on note 24 on that overview plan, if you are able to look at it, it says the Winter Light Show will operate between 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. from the Friday after Thanksgiving to January 15th. There's also a couple other odds and ends that are on there as well for hours.
So then my next question would be to you guys. So are you adjusting that in any way to reflect that particular note as well? Because if you're gonna put the hours for one, well, actually, it says January 15th, right? Yeah, okay. Okay.
Well-
So I'm sorry, I wasn't here for the Holly Jolly.
No, that's okay. No, the answer to your question is no. The only thing we're changing on the plan is on note 27.
27, okay. So when we had that group that was here, in the spring with the tree farm down the
Oh, yeah,
way,
yeah,
who
yeah.
wanted the barbecue.
Right.
This sounds similar to me that, okay, it was not like necessarily a parking lot, but it was parking and neighbors and,
Right.
possible noise, anything else. So I guess I would just defer to any neighbors who had any comments or concerns. Have we received any in the mail with the notice of this particular?
No, not for this event, no.
Okay, so I'll wait then to see if anyone has any issues.
And I know, obviously the cornfield has been used many times for the Halloween events that have happened here. So I think this is just an extension of that because now they have the Christmas event, so they just want to use it. That's basically my understanding. So,
Which is great, by the way.
okay. Anybody have anything else? they wanna ask?
I just, one question, is it gonna be plowed in the winter if there's an abundance of snow? You can plow the field?
Sure. It'll have to be. It'll have to be plowed, and then where necessary, it's going to have to be sanded, because I put my lawyer hat on, and I think liability. So these guys have that down. That's all we had, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Jay, do you have anything you want to add to this application?
No, really, it's really very minor. Essentially, it's just taking the cornfield that's already approved for, for parking for the Spooky World event, and I believe there's not much of a gap between Spooky World if any, between Spooky World and the Holly Jolly.
No, it's a couple-
Event,
two
event.
2 weeks.
So it's pretty much just extending that from November to January 15th.
Well, hence my concern for fatigue for the neighbors.
Yeah, this event is definitely not the most disturbing event held here compared to Spooky World, the Holly Jolly part of it.
I don't know, there was a lot of traffic coming in and out of there for a good long amount of time, and everybody I know who went loved it. They said it was great, so. So, but nevertheless, my concern is the fatigue of the neighbors.
Okay. If there's no are there any other questions from the board? If there's no other questions from the board, I'm going to open it up to public comment. At this time, any members of the public wish to comment on this site plan applications this evening? Yes, please come forward, have a seat at the table, introduce yourself to the board, your name and your address, please.
Hi, I'm Laura Fredette, and one little difference from last year is that I now own that yellow house. Yay! Which I love. And we have seen some of the traffic, but it's not an issue. I'm wanting to be clear about what we're talking about. It looks like, and when we went to see Holly Jolly, there was an area, I can't see, I couldn't see on the plot maps. Is it the area just to the, mostly on the other side of the access road to?
Mr. Chairman, if I may, just.
Yes, that's fine.
Perhaps you can point out where you're looking. You're here, right?
Well, I don't know, that's why I couldn't tell. Where's Holly Jolly? There,
So Holly Jolly's all up and through here.
oh, I'm on the wrong side. Okay, yes, I'm here.
That's okay.
Is this where the parking is? That's where I saw last year.
This is the parking all back up in here on the other
Okay,
side.
so only that, because even on our access, and at the end of the year, I think also you used that area next to our house as well for, which was perfect. I'm not objecting. I just want to understand. And I do understand there's a lot of traffic. So we'll stay home. So it is the stuff behind, not on the southwest portion of our lot.
Correct.
Can I ask this question?
Well,
Because-
usually this is, it's to comment, to make comments, not really necessarily. If the applicant wishes to address an issue, you can address it to the board, and then if there's a question that comes out of it, if you want a question, then we can ask the applicant, so.
Well, it sounds like my clarification is that they're not talking about anything next to my house. Is that what you said? Okay. Then I guess I don't have a question on that.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other members of the public wish to comment on the application? Yes, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, please.
So I'm David Mitchell from 440 Charles Bancroft. So my questions are, is the fence going to be permanent structure, or are you going to take it down before frost set in? That's one of my questions. And with the guests coming in to park in the cornfield, will you be sending staffers to come on the property side to clean up the trash? Because in the past few years,
Will definitely be there. If anybody tells us.
Yeah.
Michael Accomando, Mel's Funway Park, Spooky World, Holly Jolly. Last year, when we first opened, there was no fence that ran all the way down the field, because originally we were parking for the third lot across the street. And after the first weekend, that's when we were notified by police, fire, highway department, everybody said, listen, can you go back to the cornfield? It's gonna make it easier. So there was traffic, without a doubt, that first Saturday, because we were crossing people across the street, and that was the bulk of the lot. And that's when everybody came and said, put it over here. At that point, we didn't have a fence up. So it was difficult for the neighbors, absolutely, that first season. I think we only ended up using it maybe a half a dozen times. This year, the fence will stay from Spooky World straight up. So then that way, we can get it into the ground. Because once we knew we were allowed to park there last year, we couldn't get the fence in. The ground was like a brick. So unfortunately, there was no fence there. But again, we hadn't planned on parking there last year. We were asked to park there last year, and that's how we became here. We were asked again, we want you to go over there first, and if anything happens, we'd rather have you go across the street if all else fails. So that's why we're back in the cornfield, and there will be lights, and the fence will be up, the parkers will be there. And if you ever have any issue, you can call me directly, and I'll come to your house myself and go over and check if there was
Why
anything
just that?
there.
One reason I'm asking is, I know on Sundays, some of your staff members will go out to the parking lot and clean up.
We can ask them to do it,
guess.
I just think they're afraid to go onto somebody else's property.
Well, I figured coming over would be more of a courtesy.
Some of the neighbors don't feel that way.
Well, there's only 4
But
people.
we'll
in
have,
that
I have,
lot.
more- I'll have my people walk around and come into your yard. But
I appreciate
There's
it.
certain yards that don't want us on their property, so, but I would be more than happy to have them come to your house.
So it's with that, but also when the fence comes down, when people kick your fence and break the fence, they don't pick up some of the debris as they leave. They take the fencing, the section,
And they don't grab enough
and
of
they
it.
don't, anything is broken, they leave there.
Anytime, and that's the case, I apologize for it, it should be picked up. Like I
Right.
said, all you have to do is, I'll give you my number, you call me directly, and we'll take care of it within 24 hours. If I don't know there's something there, I can't fix something.
I
You know.
understand that, but as far as staff members doing their job.
As
I
long as
shouldn't-
you don't
I
mind them
shouldn't have
coming
to
onto your
call-
property,
I've got
I
no
can do
problem.
that.
I wave to them when they put the fence up, and they're very courteous.
Good.
I'm just saying, I shouldn't have to call you, sir, to have them do their job.
Unfortunately, in today's world, sometimes people don't do 100% of their job, and that's why management needs to know so we can fix it if there's a problem. Management can't fix it if we don't know, so I can't train my staff to do a better job if I think they've done the job correctly, because nobody's brought it to my attention. So if you bring it to my attention, I'll be the first one to make sure it doesn't happen again.
So
Since it was brought to my attention, I can assure you this year, when the fence comes down,
So I can get a
I'll
card
have
from
it, I'll
you
have
then?
it raked.
You have a card?
I don't have a card, I'm sure Mr. Attorney Perlman will give me a piece of paper and a pencil to give you that.
That works for me.
I can take care of that for you.
Appreciate that.
Not a problem.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, thank you. Anybody else? Public comment? Okay, going once, going twice, 3 times. Okay, so at this time, I am going to close public input on this site plan application. There'll be no further public input. I'm going to bring it back to the board. Any other questions from the board? Any last-minute thoughts? I just had a quick question. The lighting piece, are there going to be like temporary lights for people to?
same that approved the Spooky World.
Okay,
So those lights will be in the exact same spot that it has been since 2000.
okay, very good, thank you. All right. Anything else? Well, Mr. Perlman, do you have anything else to add, or?
No.
Okay.
Good to be here and see you again.
All right, yes, as always. So, board members, this is the time. Does anyone want to make a motion? Do you want to approve the amendment, site plan? What is the will of the board this evening?
Motion?
You can make a motion.
Let's see. I move that the board approve amendment by Mel's Funway Park to allow parking in the cornfield, the southwesterly portion of tax map 20, lot 17, for the Holly Jolly Journey Light Show.
Okay. I have a motion by Ms. Riley. Do I have a second?
Second that?
Second by Jared. Any further discussion? All right, we'll take a vote. All those in favor of the site plan amendment, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Anybody abstaining? All right, motion passes 6-0-0.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming in.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good evening. Okay. All right, the second item on the agenda for this evening is a site plan application. Dan Gable, property owner, Linda Jacobson, 502 Charles Bancroft Highway, tax map 21, lot 12. This application was continued from August 19, 2025. Is the applicant present this evening?
Perfect, thank you very much.
And can the applicant introduce himself to the board?
Dan Gable, 41 Sparhawk Drive in Londonderry,
Thank you.
instructor at the location.
Okay. So I think the last time we were looking for some sort of a design from you regarding what the permanent sign would look like if it was attached to the sign that's already up there. It looks like you provided us with sort of a sample of
Yes.
that. So, thank you.
So that design is being constructed by the same people that made the other sign.
Okay.
And then so that sign works has canceled with me just recently and said the plastics on those signs are going to match. The background color is a subdued white. I think it's almost gray.
Okay.
But plastics do age, so that shade will change over time with ultraviolet light. As you can see on the thing I've provided for you, there's 2 slots down there to change. So you can see the 2 bottom slots on those panels.
I see.
So that's where I put the class dates and the class that'll be held.
Got it.
And those will be removable panels that I'll put in.
So that, okay, got it.
Okay. And the 2 top panels will stay permanent.
Okay.
The color will match her color on her font.
Mm-hmm.
The font type is highway graphic, or highway, can't remember what it is, but it's the highway. Yeah. So that's a little bit easier to read. I did some tests previously. I have 20/20 vision with my glasses on, and I can resolve her sign after I could resolve my sign. But this will do, because I can't fit any larger type on that first run because of the length of my name, right? That's where it's at. I'll be changing those dates and those times as the classes change.
All right, does anybody have any questions?
No, but thank you for this. This looks
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's gonna look
Yeah.
good. Mhm.
This is
I was
a
hoping for, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Jay, do you have any comments?
No, I think this is just a huge improvement, and
Yeah.
clearly it, fits in with the existing sign. It meets
Mm-hmm.
our ordinance requirements, so it's
Okay.
definitely a step up.
As you can tell, we're visual learners.
No, I think it looks good. I think it'll fit perfectly.
Well, we appreciate you delaying your time to come back to us and
Oh.
show us that.
I'm not in a
We
hurry.
appreciate that very much. So,
If there's no other questions, I'm just gonna, it's a procedural thing, I'm gonna open up to public comment. Any members of the public who wish to comment on the sign application this evening, and seeing nobody else except our scribe, Mr. Matt. I'll close public input and bring it back to the board. What would the board like to do?
I have one question. When do you think
Yeah.
you'll have the sign in and installed?
Well, today, we just came up with that idea. In other words, that was finalized today because of the holiday and the sales lady had COVID, so that delayed things. So I imagine, so now that we have the design, I met with the president of the company about a few hours ago. And so, as soon as they can get it in production, so I would hope within a week.
Really, that fast? Okay.
So, if it goes past that week, won't be very long, because I need the sign up, so.
Yeah, I was just curious on the turnaround time. A week is much faster than I
Yeah,
anticipated.
because they've done her signs before, so they're very aware of that, so.
Anything else? Does anybody would like to entertain a motion this evening?
I will make a motion to approve the sign application for Dan Gable, property owner Linda Jacobson, 502 Charles Bancroft Highway, tax map 21, lot 12, continued from our meeting on August 19th.
All right, I have a motion by Travis. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Letha. Any further discussion? All right, we'll take a vote. All those in favor of the site plan application for the sign for 502 Charles Bancroft Highway, tax map 21, lot 12, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Anybody abstaining? All right, motion passes 6-0-0. You're all set.
Thanks, board, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
If you'd like 2 extras.
Thank you very much. Hang on the rest of it.
Thank you. All right. Moving on. Committee reports. Any reports from any committees? I guess, Jay, I'll start with you. I don't know, have you been with economic development at all, or?
No, I was not able to attend their last meeting.
Okay. Anything from NRPC?
So the next full commission meeting is September 17th. That's at 7 PM at NRPC offices. So again, those are the public meetings. They're open to anyone. You can participate remotely or in person, but the main items are going to be an update on the status of the 10-year plan, the projects I think I mentioned before that are being moved out, the changes that are happening. We're also going to have a presentation on the Regen Valley Initiative for folks who are familiar with that. That is a really broad initiative centered in Manchester, but it includes Manchester, Nashua, and all the communities in between and around. And that's the initiative that's focused around the Army facility, the research facility, which is basically it is a economic hub focused on regenerative medicine. And it is expected, there were significant federal investments that were made, 2 different series of grants that have gone into it. So it's a broad initiative, but it's really focused on developing this region as a hub for regenerative medicine. So it's pretty exciting. They anticipate that it's going to ultimately create around 10,000 jobs. It's going to have some really, really significant economic impacts. So we're going to have a presentation on that. Should be interesting.
Okay. Great. Thank you. Capital Improvement Committee met last month. Our next meeting, I believe, is September 15th. I think it might be at the fire station. I'm not sure. It could be. We talked, last time we met with the library and the Conservation Commission. I think the next round is going to be Recreation Commission. And I think we're going to hear from the school side on things. So that, I believe, is 6:30. I believe it's at the fire station. The Conservation Commission met last month. We have a meeting coming up, I believe, this Thursday. It's the first of the month in September. So this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. I think it's here in Town Hall. And the Lower Merrimack Local River Advisory Committee met last Thursday to review a project in Merrimack and for DOT. They also created the slate of officers for the committee. And surprise, I was nominated as the vice chair. So for the Lower Merrimack. So, and another gentleman from Litchfield, Pete Stone, was made the chair. So you have 2 people from Litchfield who are running Lower Merrimack. So may not willingly, but right now they're running it.
Wielding our small town power.
I know. So that's what I have to report about that. And that's all I have for my committee reports. Board of Selectmen, Mr. Gannon, did you want to say anything?
Really nothing too pertinent to this commission. We're spending a lot of time, it's budget season, so we're spending a lot of time on the budgets as well as updating and crafting policies.
Okay. Good. All right. Approval of the August 19th, 2025 minutes. Did anybody have an opportunity to take a look at those? have any questions, amendments? I thought they look pretty good.
Yeah, the motion that I made technically didn't have every single, for the waiver, did not technically have every single letter. It was some
Oh,
of
okay.
them.
Yeah,
So should we make it reflect that, or or does it not matter?
motion to, are you talking about the
Waiver.
page 4, where you
Yeah, page
to
4.
grant the waiver request for the lot line adjustment?
Yeah. 'Cause
Sections.
it's B, D, E, G, H, J, O, R, S, if the minutes are correct.
Oh, I see, okay.
E, D, E, F, G.
So they
H,
went,
J,
okay,
O,
the
R,
letter,
S.
by the letters, I see. B through S. 5:30.
It's missing C, F, I, K, L, M, N. We could just make it explicitly say the numbers.
Yeah,
or the
I think that's
letters.
fine.
Yeah. Just the numbers listed right above the motion.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Not that it probably makes.
No. I think it's that, yeah, it's a good catch. Okay. Anything else?
I didn't see anything else.
All right. Does anyone want to make a motion to approve as amended?
I'll make a motion to approve the August 19, 2025 minutes as amended.
Okay, I have a motion by Jared. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jesse. Any further discussion? All those in favor of approval of the August 19th, 2025 minutes as amended, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, abstained.
Aye. I did watch the meeting and read the minutes, but you have enough people to vote on it.
Okay, that's fine. So the motion passes 501. Thank you. All right. Let's see, any other business this evening? Jay, is there anything that you would like to talk about?
Oh, really, just to note, I think for our next agenda is also going to be a fairly light one, but we thought it would make sense to agenda just a workshop to kick off our zoning amendment season, to talk about the ones that we have on our pending list and anything else that we might want to think about, so we could start that process going.
Okay.
Sounds good. Are there any specific items you think we should focus on?
I think the main one is we do have to look at the accessory dwelling unit ordinance because of changes that happened in state law. And I know Joan has brought up looking at the definition of a duplex versus a single-family home. So that's, I think there's a couple of other definitions I know we want to look at. So those at least are on the list, and I suspect we probably have a few other things we'll want to revisit. There's things we've talked about in the past, so whether we want to look at them or not, now's our time.
Yeah. It's that time of year.
It's that time of year, and just as kind of a reminder of the process. But typically, the latest we can hold our first public hearing is more or less the first or second week in January, and then usually the last week of January, depending on how things fall. I'll look at the schedule. So typically, we like to have our amendments in ready-to-go form in December. So we have time, but it's September. I can't believe it, but it's September. So that gives us enough time, but it does mean that now really is the time to jump on it, so that we're not scrambling. Sometimes can happen is you've got an idea, you think it's great, but you just realize we don't have enough time this year. So it's always, if we can avoid that, it would be
And
great.
to modify the ADU, we have to have that on town ballot, so.
Right. I mean, there's what we have to do, but there's also, is this also just a time to look at other requirements? Do we want to change the sizing? So it's an opportunity to, look at it more broadly since we're opening it up.
I know the Economic Development Committee is working on putting together a draft or
Yes.
something. Do we know when we're gonna actually see that at all?
It should be coming soon. That actually leads to something else I wanted to talk about in a workshop, updating our next master plan chapter. So the economic development chapter was one of those chapters, and so we've been kind of waiting for that committee to make its recommendations. They've also reviewed the chapter, the existing chapter. So that's really kind of one on the list. And we also talked about natural resources because the conservation plan was updated last year, and that's kind of a natural to take that. But we still have, we have a few. So if you kind of go on the website, look at our master plan chapters, you can pretty readily see which ones are the most out of date. So that we should discuss that also and get something rolling, because the last one we did was the population and housing chapter. And I think if I recall correctly, we wrapped that up in January. So time to look at the next one.
That one doesn't require any, like, changes to, like, any, like, yeah, you don't need, like, votes.
No, but we do, it does require that it's adopted after a public hearing, so there's typically, and usually, there's been enough conversation around at the first one where it's not uncommon where we've gone to a second, hearing or continued it, so.
And how long do you think it will take to work on a chapter?
Really depends on which one we decide to tackle.
Like economic development is obviously taking.
That'll probably be a little, we will have input from the committee, that'll probably take a little longer. Natural resources, if we decide to do that one, I think that really, there may be some things that we want to talk about and discuss, but because the conservation plan was done so recently, the data, the mapping, so much of that just translates directly into the chapter. There's a lot of recommendations in there, but we might want to go, look at it more broadly, so. Kind of hard to say, but usually, it's a period of, let's just say, 4 to 6 months for sure. Because you do want to have time to absorb it, think about it, and then there's scheduling. So if we're busy, it gets harder to get it on the agenda. And that's happened before too, where we just have applications coming in. We know we're going to see some applications coming in at some point in the near future of significance, so.
Yeah, I've seen test pits have been dug on the lot across from, like on the, yeah. Yeah, so.
So
I'll
that's
probably
coming,
see.
right. So now that we have a little bit of a break potentially, so let's take advantage of it and
Yeah.
do what we can.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, I think the natural resources one might make sense.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Anybody have anything else for any other business? Okay. Well, that's all for tonight's portion of the planning board meeting. At this time, I guess I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Our next meeting is September, when is it?
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today.
14th?
16th?
What's today?
It's the 16th.
16th, so our next meeting is September 16th.
I will be out of town.
Okay. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Motion by Aletha, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Travis. All those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
All right. Motion passes unanimously, 6-0-0. Thank you for joining us this evening. We will see you on the 16th of September. And hope you had a great Labor Day weekend and enjoy the nice weather. Thank you.